ज्ञानतिमिनन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनाशलाकया। Am I audible to everybody? मतलब मेरी आवाज थोड़ी आज ऐसे ही हो रही है।
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Okay. मम ज्ञानतिमिनन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांतो राधा कांतो नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वंचाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। प्लीज रिपीट हरे कृष्णा
Krishna, Krishna,
कृष्णा
Krishna, Hare Hare.
हरे राम
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
one last time हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Very warm welcome to all of you. So how many have you seen this student handbook? Has anybody looked at this handbook? I think nobody has looked at it. Okay. So if you read this handbook, then you will learn everything, right? So today we will be covering in the 8th and 9th verse, and it's very important to understand the first 7 verses and preface and the mood and mission which Prabhupada is setting in the first 7 verses, right? So basically, in the preface, Prabhupada is telling about the importance of controlling mind and senses. That is the first requirement, prerequisite in order to make any advancement towards Krishna consciousness. And if your mind and senses are controlled and you are able to lead your life in mode of goodness, then everything else which is required to make further advancement will be revealed. Because Krishna will personally give intelligence how to advance further, right? तेषां सततयुक्तानां भजतां प्रीतिपूर्वकं ददामि बुद्धियोगं तं येन माम् उपैति. So if we worship Krishna with lot of love and affection, immediately Krishna gives inspiration and Krishna gives reciprocation how to advance further. He gives intelligence. And in order to control the mind and senses, like that is in more detail described in first verse, which is about those are the qualifications of like becoming a guru, like vacha vegam manasa krodha vegam jiva vegam udrobhastha vegam hitan veganyo vishyadhira sarvam apimam prithvim sasishyat. So becoming a guru is not difficult. Only you have to control these 6 urges. No, and it starts with the tongue and the mind. So if you are able to control the tongue and the mind, then all the other urges you will be able to control.
Prabhuji, is it easy to control the tongue?
Yeah, tongue, if you can, there are 2 activities of the tongue, right? We read in the text one. One is speaking and one is eating. So if both you can Krishnaize both the activities, then it is very easy to control the tongue. So tongue and mind are very, very connected actually. If your mind is agitated, your tongue will be agitated. So there are austerities of mind mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, right? Mana prasada saumyatvam maunam atma vinigraha bhava samshuddhirite etat tapo manasam uchyate. So mana prasada saumyatvam. Basically, mind should find satisfaction. Mana prasada saumyatvam maunam atma vinigraha. The mind should be self-contented and mind should find satisfaction in whatever little Krishna gives. Bhava samshuddhir iti etat. Bhava samshuddhir means the feelings and emotions of the mind should be positive. Bhava samshuddhir, they should be purified and they should have love and affection towards the Lord, towards the devotees. Tapo manasam uchyate. So Swadhyaya Vyasnam Chava Tapo Manasam. So the fourth activity is Swadhyaya. You should recite from scriptures. You should read from Bhagavad Gita, read from Nectar of Instruction. And previously in Vedic times, what used to happen, there used to be two teams of brahmacharis and like other disciples. They used to recite shlokas together. One line, one team used to recite, the other line, the other team used to recite. For example, Tesham Satatyuktanam Bhajatam Pritipuru. That is one team. And then Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam Yen Mahamupayanti. That is another team. So if you do these activities, right, like with a lot of synchronous, a lot of basically teamwork, a lot of desire and intention to please Krishna, then automatically you will feel the presence of Krishna. And once Krishna is there, then Rishikena Rishikesha Sevana. Because you are pleasing Krishna, then your that pleasure will reflect in the satisfaction of your mind and tongue. So that is the essence. Basically, if you follow the principles nicely under proper guidance, then it is very easy to control the mind and tongue. And then you will wonder, ये कैसे हो रहा है? मतलब if you chant nicely, if you take association nicely, that's why association should be prioritized. For example, if Krishna Katha is not happening, then you should question why is it not happening. For example, for 2 days we have not been discussing Bhagavatam in the evening, so nobody asked why it is not happening. There is some connectivity issue or whatever. So that question should come, that eagerness should come to discuss Krishna Katha with devotees. Then only like we will advance. Our mind and senses will get controlled. Because right now we are not totally purified. We are not beyond our anarthas, right? So we need engagement. Whatever anarthas we have to engage our mind in spiritual activities and material activities also. Whatever propensities we have, it may be of teaching, or it may be like cooking prasadam, or teaching Bhagavad Gita, or going on book distribution, Harinam Sankirtan. So whatever propensity we have, we should engage our mind and senses in that propensity. Then basically it will be easier to control our mind and tongue. And yeah, that is the most important thing, that we should make a schedule. Basically, whatever if we make a schedule, then our mind will not wander here and there, and then it will be easier to like control everything. Yes, Prabhu, does that answer, Prabhu? Or Ravi, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu, very true. That is true. I mean, it is easy if you follow the scriptures and if you follow the things, then it is easy. If you don't follow it, then it is next to impossible.
Yes, Prabhu, yes. So both the things are required. Like we have to regulate ourselves, because Prabhupada used to say that like maintaining Krishna consciousness is just like waging a war against Maya, right? So we are waging a war. We are just opening our heart and saying, okay, Maya, come test me. So like this, every time Maya will test you. And then it is your duty how you equip yourself with all the weapons. You take prasadam from the temple, you wear kantimala, you keep devotees together, you take lunch prasadam with devotees, you maximize your association so that you can come out from the tests of the Maya successfully. So all these are tests of the Maya. Like if we are not able to control our senses, then actually we are in Maya, right? So it is indeed a war against Maya. So when you say that I want to become Krishna conscious, immediately Krishna says, "Oh, really? Let's see whether you really want to become. Go for book distribution." You, or maybe he will send one non-devotee to scream on you. So like this, Krishna will test your humility, your sincerity. So recently, like. And I was hearing from Guru Maharaj, and Guru Maharaj was saying that if somebody is screaming at you or somebody is like blaming his problems on you, then you should just smile. And you should internally absorb yourself and just smile. Okay, Krishna, this person is agitated. Please help this person, like this. You should not react. You should just be happy in your Krishna consciousness. That is the best solution. For example, Yudhishthir Maharaj, right? Like when Durvasa Muni came with his 10,000 disciples, Yudhishthir Maharaj just absorbed himself in Krishna. Although he was very worried that what he will do about the Durvasa Muni and 10,000 disciples. But he was not so much worried that his faith on Krishna was deterred. Like he always prioritized his dependence and faith on Krishna. He always trusted Krishna, that Krishna will protect. So in that difficult situation also, there was Yudhishthir Maharaj was able to concentrate his attention on Krishna. So like that, basically, right now we are not at that level that Krishna will give those degree of problems, but Krishna will throw small tests. So we have to pass those tests with little bit determination. Yes, Bharti Mata.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Actually, I have a small experience and I want to share it with you all. One day, my husband he was scolding me or screaming at me, and then suddenly I said, "Okay, Prabhuji, you are the only one, and we three are dependent on you, and you have to do it. आप जैसे भी करो, हम तीन तो आप पे ही depend है और आप ही हमारे प्रभु हो." Then suddenly he started smiling.
That is the reality, actually. After all, after so many sessions, you are getting the intelligence. What is the reality? The father is the leader of the family. Father, without father, nothing can run. Even though father is a non-devotee, you should serve him nicely. You should keep him happy. Okay, that is, you spoke the reality. So this is absolute truth. That without the father, nothing can run, actually. Even children, they first enter into the heart of the father, and like in many places in Bhagavatam, like Krishna, Prabhupada is writing that actually the first right on the children is of the father. Although, like mother, we need cooperation. Mother serves so nicely, she nourishes. But if mother is not submissive to the father, it's very difficult for her to be delivered. Like if the children get delivered, then father will be the first person who will be delivered. And if the mother has a good relationship with father, then only she will be delivered. So please keep these. These are very high principles. I know. I'm telling you, all of you. Today I'm feeling ecstatic, so I'm telling you basically. So please, this is good that you are able to apply this, and even Ravi Prabhu is also making a lot of advancement in this area. Like internally, he is able to respond to difficult situations. But yeah, like we have to understand that that is the only solution. There is no other solution. And when we understand the absolute truth, then we start really behaving in that way, and then things will fall in place, and then you will feel all the affection, all the satisfaction, nirmalatvat. So all the auspiciousness will come, klesha nishubhada, everything you will experience. So whoever, like father has to be the leader, whatever challenges he might be putting you into, but you have to accept it because you have accepted to marry him. Right, so that's why before marriage you should consult, and you should take your time before marriage, marrying this person, actually. Because marriage is very high responsibility, actually, both on the part of father and mother. Father has to be very qualified, and mother has to be very qualified to train the children, right? And then both have to be equally qualified. Mother and father have to be equally qualified, then they can run on the railway track as a train. So thank you for sharing that. It's always difficult with all of our false ego and conditioning, right? But someday we are able to apply. That is our victory, actually. So many times we fail, but just like a small child who falls and who hurts his knees, right? And then he applies the medicine, he gets up, and then he tries again, tries to walk. Again he falls, again he tries again. But one day he's running, right? He's running faster than PT Usha. So one day we will run towards Krishna. We will run with Krishna. Don't worry. I can give you that assurance. Krishna is very kind on all of us.
प्रभु जी, दिल्ली की तो एयर में ही बहुत ज्यादा फॉल्स ईगो है. जैसे ही ट्रैफिक पे रुको तो वो बोलता है, तू जानता नहीं मेरा बाप कौन है.
Yeah, that's why we have to protect ourselves in that situation. Yes, Raghu. So like this, I lost context. Basically, like we were telling about importance of control of mind and senses, right? So then in the second words, we talk about what are the obstacles we face in controlling these senses, which is atyara, prayasascha, prajalpaniyama. And in the third verse, we tell about what are the 6 principles which we can apply, which will facilitate controlling ourselves. And in the fourth verse, it becomes more important, actually. When you live with devotees, when you interact with devotees, how to interact, how to make those loving exchanges full of nectar, full of love and affection. And then you will feel that bhakti rasa is penetrating in your heart. You can feel it in all of your senses. So how to do that? And how to cultivate that mode of service? Dadati pratigranati guhyamakyati prichati. Bhungte bhojate cheva shadvidam priti lakshana. For example, today one sannyasi came to our temple, right? So like so many devotees are there, senior devotees are there who are engaged in his personal service. I was thinking, what should I do? Then I thought at least I should go to temple and hear from him, hear the pure sound vibration from his lotus mouth, and internalize and keep it in my heart. So that is also one form of loving exchange only, right? Dadati pratigranati. So just by receiving, we are giving him actually. We are giving Srila Prabhupada. We are paying our gratitude to Srila Prabhupada and his disciples. So like this, when we cultivate these cultural values, these Vedic values, then life becomes very blissful, and there will be nothing wanting. Basically, you will be completely satisfied and happy in your relationship with Krishna. Like you will always feel his presence, and you will completely be blissful and ecstatic. And then after that, in the fifth verse, we are talking about that how we can associate with different levels of devotees. For example, like Kanishtadhikari, Madhyamadhikari, and Uttamadhikari. And then how like associating with a pure devotee. And finally, the seventh verse, which is that once you know how to deal with devotees, then you will understand that you don't have real taste in holy name. Nam namakari bahuda nij sarva shaktis tatrarpita niyamita smarnena kala. So, how to cultivate that taste? Somebody raise the hand, or okay, nothing. I'm going a little fast, I think so. But yeah, like we have to cover two verses. So yeah, so basically in the seventh verse, Rupa Goswami is telling that even though we chant, but we don't feel the nectar. We don't feel that the holy name is not different from Krishna, and that is because we are conditioned right now. We have a disease, like our soul is covered by material coverings, subtle body, mind, intelligence, and false ego. So that's why, just like a jaundiced person who is not able to taste the sweetness of sugar cane, similarly, we are also not able to taste the sweetness of holy name. But one day will come when Krishna is kind, and slowly those layers will be gone. Layers will be dissolved by the intense effect of devotional service, and then we will be that relish will awaken for the holy name. We'll be able to relish Krishna within the holy name. Just like sugarcane juice is very sweet, right? So the holy name is also very sweet. So when that relish awakens, what happens? That is given in the text state. So this is the context. Like now, once those subtle coverings are dissolved, then anartha nivritti has happened. You have reached the nishtha stage, and that is raganuga sadhana bhakti, spontaneous devotional service and practice. So there is Vaidhi sadhana bhakti, there is raganuga sadhana bhakti, and then there is bhava bhakti and prema bhakti. So we'll discuss this in detail in Nectar of Devotion, which is our fifth unit, right? So there we will discuss that how this transition happens and what are the symptoms of a devotee which shows that he is in Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti, right? But even in Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti, we have to follow the principles of Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. Yeah. So let's read the text state. Any questions till now? Any comments? Any suggestions? We'll start then. Somebody has raised.
Prabhuji, in this Bhakti Shastra, are we not supposed to complete the Bhagavad Gita also?
Yes, Prabhu, yes. You have to open your camera when you speak. Yes.
Okay, just a second. Okay, I'm saying that in this course, are we not supposed to complete the Bhagavad Gita also?
Yes, Prabhu, yes. That's what we told in the orientation session, right? We have 5 units. First unit is Nectar of Instruction, and 3 units will be of Bhagavad Gita. So
Okay,
second unit will be first 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, and then
okay,
and then we
okay,
will have Ishopanishad, and then we'll have Nectar of Devotion. 6 units will be there.
okay. Thank you.
Most probably some other devotee will take Bhagavad Gita.
Okay.
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 Okay, let's relish the nectar. So this verse is very nectarian actually. तन्नामरूप चरितादिषु कीर्तनानु स्मर्त्यो क्रमेण रसना मनसि नियोज्य तिष्ठन् रजयतदनुरागी जनानुगामी कालं नयेदखिलम् इति उपदेशसारम्. So can everybody repeat after me? I'll recite and then you repeat. Okay. तन्नामरूपचरितादिषु कीर्तनानु
तन्नामरूपचरितादिषु
तन्नामरूपचरितादिषु
कीर्तिदानु
स्मर्त्यो क्रमेण रसना मनसि नियोज्य
स्मर्त्यो क्रमेण रसना मनसि नियोज्य
तिष्ठन् रजेतदनुरागी जनानुगामी
निष्ठन् व्रजे तदनुरागी जनानुगामी
कालं नयेदखिलमिति उपदेशसारम्.
Kalam
कालं
कालं
नयेदखिलमिति उपदेशसारम्.
नयेदखिलमित्युपदेशसारम्.
Thank you. Just like this, people used to recite in Vedic times, and this is very powerful actually. Krishna is pleased by this. Thank you. The essence of all advice is that one should utilize one's full time, 24 hours a day, in nicely chanting and remembering the Lord's divine name, transcendental form, qualities, and eternal pastimes, thereby gradually engaging one's tongue and mind. In this way, one should reside in Raja, Golok Vrindavan Dham, and serve Krishna under the guidance of devotees. One should follow in the footsteps of the Lord's beloved devotees who are deeply attached to his devotional service. So this is very like ecstatic verse, right? You can chant, you can remember Krishna's form, and yena kena prakarena. So at our stage, we should do whatever we think is appropriate. Gauna bhakti, right? If we are thinking that we are getting tired of chanting or our mind is testing, then we'll do something else. We'll do cooking or reading. And if reading is like if we are getting tired in reading or cooking, then we'll take prasadam. And if we are done prasadam, then we will hear something. So like this, constantly we should engage our mind, our senses, and our intelligence in the service of Krishna. And if all our senses are in like Krishna's service, then actually we are in the spiritual world. Iha yasya hare dasya karmana manasagira nikhila swapi avasthasu jivan muktasa uchyate. Iha yasya hare dasya karmana manasa. So if we are able to engage our karmana, which is activities, manasa, mind, and gira is the body. So these three things in the service of Krishna, hare dasya, then even in this material world, we are in the spiritual world. So that is the secret. And this is how Rupa Goswami is explaining that 24 hours a day we should absorb ourselves in discussing about Krishna, in chanting his names, in discussing about his pastimes, and understand. For example, when we were hearing and discussing about Dhruv Maharaj, like our Guru Maharaj was saying that although I am not doing justice to the descriptions which are given in Bhagavatam, like these are very deep. Like this one verse he can speak on that for 3 hours, 3-4 hours. One day also he can speak, because Dhruv Maharaj is able to see the Lord. Actually, he is able to experience the Lord. So that experience is so deep, so detailed, so ecstatic that Maharaj can speak on that actually for so long. And after speaking very like briefly, although Maharaj's brief is 1 hour, 2 hours, and after that he says, "Okay, I'm not doing justice to this topic." So, so that's what is Krishna. Like we are just tasting one drop, but like pure devotees, they are totally like submerged in this nectar. Yeah. Purport. Okay. Pragya Mataji will read purport
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, yes Prabhuji.
till there. Go ahead.
Since 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 the mind may be one's enemy or one's friend, one have to train the mind to become his friend. The Krishna consciousness movement is especially meant for training the mind to be always engaged in Krishna's business. The mind contains hundreds and thousands of impressions, not only this life, but also of many lives of the past. These impressions sometimes come in contact with one another and produce contradictory pictures. In this way, the mind's function can become dangerous for a conditioned soul. Students of psychology are aware of the mind's various psychological changes. In Bhagavad Gita 8.6, it is said, Yam yam vapi smaran bhavan त्यजन्ते kalevaram tam tam evati kaunteya sada tadbhav bhavita. Whatever state of being one remembers, when he quits his body, that state he will attain without fail. At the time of death, the mind and
Maslow,
intelligence.
please
Okay,
pause, please
Babaji.
pause. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, so this is very important for all of us, right? So Chetan Charan Prabhu says that we have to learn to live with our mind, right? Because although we are not the mind, we are just a spirit soul. Mind is temporary, actually. Our real mind is spiritual, Vasudeva, Shuddha Sattva. Mind is born out of mode of goodness. But this mind, which is bothering us, the conditioned mind, that is actually temporary. That is not the real mind. And if we can purify this mind, purify this material mind, because this mind is storing impressions from millions of births from which we are in this material world, right? So all these impressions, they come out when we practice devotional service, when we take association or devotees. So one has to be very, very patient, and one has to know that this is the real process. One should not become impatient, and one should take shelter of Krishna. One should take shelter of devotees whenever these difficult situations come, when impressions come out and they bother us, they bewilder us a lot, right? So then we should consult the devotees. And these days, these psychology is also becoming very famous, right? I like recently I was talking to one family, their daughter is in 11th class and she has taken psychology. So people are really interested in psychology because nobody is able to live happily with this mind. What is the cause? How to deal with negative emotions? So all these things are becoming very hot because mode of ignorance is increasing, right? Because Brahmanical protection and cow protection is decreasing. Kali Yuga is advancing. So mind, it is very difficult to keep the mind happy, and that's why people are like very keen to study this psychology and trauma healing. All those things are there. Yeah. So Krishna consciousness is not cheap. Like it sometimes it takes 15 years, also 15 to 20 years of very, very sincere practice to come to Nishtha stage, right? So our only hope is devotee association, the who can help us and who gives us the platform to practice devotional service. So that is our only hope, because then we will be able to tackle with all of our baggage. Yeah. Yes. Any questions on this? Mataji, you can continue if you want to read next paragraph also.
At the time of death, the mind and intelligence of a living entity create the subtle form of a certain type of body for the next life. If the mind suddenly thinks of something very congenial, one has to take a corresponding birth in the next life. On the other hand, if one can think of Krishna at the time of death, he can be transferred to the spiritual world, Golok Vrindavan. This process of transmigration is very subtle. Therefore, Srila Rupa Goswami advises devotees to train their mind in order that they will be unable to remember anything other than Krishna. Similarly, the tongue should be trained to speak only of Krishna and to taste only Krishna Prasad. Sri Rupa Goswami further advises Tishtham Vraje, Vraje. One should live in Vrindavan or any part of Vrajbhumi. Vrajbhumi, or the land of Vrindavan, is supposed to be 84 kroshas in area. One krosh equal to square miles. When one makes Vrindavan his residence, he should take shelter of an advanced devotee there. In this way, one should always think of Krishna and his pastimes. This is further elucidated by Srila Rupa Goswami in his Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu.
Mm.
Krishna Smaran Janam Chasya Preshtan Nij Samithi Tam Tattat Katharataschasau Kuryad Vasam Rache Sada. A devotee should always reside in the transcendental realm of Vraj and always engage in Krishnam Smaran Janam Chasya Tresham, the remembrance of Sri Krishna and his beloved associates. By following in the footsteps of such associates and by entering under the eternal guidance, one can admire an intense desire to serve the personality of Godhead.
Acquire, acquire an intense desire. One can acquire an intense desire. Okay, thank you very much, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So basically, in this paragraph, right, Prabhupada is setting the problem statement for this verse. So this verse is recommending to chant for 24 hours a day, to discuss about Krishna, his forms, his pastimes. But why? What is the reason? The reason is what is the reason? Can anybody tell? Nobody? Like how Prabhupada is setting the context, setting the problem statement here. What is the problem statement?
Prabhuji, I got exited for 1 or 2 minutes, so I couldn't get the question or so.
So basically, this verse is recommending you to chant and remember Krishna and basically discuss about the glories and forms of Krishna. And so why do we need to do that?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, ma'am.
If we will remember Krishna all the time, 24 hours a day, so that we can control our mind and our mind won't get agitated.
Every time or at the time of death, like
Every time. Every
every
time.
time. Yeah, that is the answer, right answer actually. Yeah. Prabjit Rao, yeah, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, sadhana is a process to samadhi. So if we maintain our sadhana in whole days, so that's we reach our samadhi realization.
Yay. Very nicely. Where did you hear that? Sadhana is the process to samadhi.
Prabhuji, in one class, one Prabhu from Ahmedabad ISKCON, so he says a quote from one book. I can't remember that book. So from there, I hear that sadhana is a process to samadhi.
Yes, that is correct. That's why we are like so much endeavor. We are making 16 rounds. We have to chant and 4 regulative principles we have to follow so that we can remember Krishna. Because so the context is that our mind is conditioned, right? And if like once we chant, the conditioning of the mind is goes out, the mind is purified, then it is easier to remember Krishna. And then you will get a connect with Krishna and you will get the taste in your spiritual activities like chanting, hearing, serving the devotees, cooking prasadam. So then you will feel real connect with Krishna. And then it will be easier to remember Krishna at the time of death. So basically, the death is an examination, and this entire life is a preparation. So just like Prabhuji Prabhu said that sadhana leads to samadhi. So basically, sadhana is our preparation, and finally, what happens at the time of death, that is our examination. And generally, at the time of death, there are a lot of anxieties which are going on in our mind. Our body is also doesn't cooperating. So it's very important. And similar tests will come in this life also when difficult situations will come. So which thing we take shelter of in those difficult situations, that will determine your destiny. So this is very important. So any testing situation, most of the time situation is okay only, like not very difficult, but our mind makes it difficult. So it is very important to deal with our mind by taking shelter of Krishna and devotees. So this is the context. That's why Prabhupada is explaining that our mind is having so many sanskaras, and basically whatever form we are able to remember at the time of death, that determines our destiny. So somehow we have to remember the form of Krishna at the time of destiny. So that is required, and this transmigration is very subtle. So that's why we have to train our mind in this lifetime, so that we can remember Krishna. And as Bharati Mata said, that we should practice it daily. We should practice it every moment to moment. We should try to surrender to Krishna. And this is the answer to Ravi Prabhu's question that if we are if our mind is always absorbed in Krishna, thinking about his pastimes. For example, squirrel pastime, right? Squirrel was helping Lord Ram in constructing the bridge, and then Lord Ram acknowledged her effort also. Hanuman said, Ki, why are you disturbing us? You are not doing anything. Then Lord Ram corrected Hanuman. Ki, no, no. So like this, if we remember these Puranas, these stories, these lessons, these instructive pastimes, then we are absorbing our mind more and more in higher topics. Then obviously we will feel more satisfaction and more remembrance of Krishna. And we are very happy and satisfied within that remembrance. Okay. And living in Vrindavan means basically then real purification happens because the energy is very high there, right? As uh, Ravi Prabhu was saying that Delhi's air is full of false egos, so Vrindavan's air is full of Madhur Ras, just contradictory. So that Madhur Ras actually purifies your subtle body. It will make you, all the false ego will be gone if you can stay there for long. So Radharani takes that responsibility for every Vrajvasi. So that's why it is recommended to live in Vrindavan. But you can, if you are not living in Vrindavan, you can create that place wherever you are living as Vrindavan by doing deity worship, by discussing Krishna Katha. So there are three types of Vrindavan. We'll discuss someday. Bhauma Vrindavan, and I don't remember the rest of two, but basically the pure devotees, they are they are walking dham, they are traveling dhams, right? So wherever they go, there is Vrindavan. Tirtham Kurvanti Tirthani. So wherever devotees, pure devotees go, they make that place as Vrindavan. And this is a very famous verse of Bhakti Nectar Devotion. Krishnam Smaran Janam Chasya Preshtam Nija Samhitam Tat Tat Katha Rathaschaso Kuryad Vasham Vrajesava. So by residing in Vrindavan, you will be able to experience Bhakti Rasa in a more deeper level, and your senses will get purified at a faster rate. So all these things are there. But most importantly, we should not do other things. If you are really planning to like stay in Vrindavan, then you should focus on devotion itself. You should try to not focus on occupational duty or trying to earn more money, sell Vrindavan land and buy more money. So like this, we should not make Radharani for our service. We should serve Radharani when we are in Vrindavan. Okay. So this Prabjit Rao, you would like to read?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Good.
Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, from again, na?
Yes, yes.
Again, Srila Rup Goswami states in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.2.295. Seva sadhaksha rupena siddha rupena chatra hi tad bhava lipushyan karya brajo loka nu sarataha. In the transcendental realm of Braj Dham, one should serve the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna with a feeling similar to that of his associates, and one should place himself under the direct guidance of a particular associate of Krishna and should follow in his footsteps. This method is applicable both in the stage of sadhana, spiritual practices executed while in the stage of bondage, and in the stage of sadhya, God realization, when one is a siddha purusha or a spiritually perfect soul. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So in Vrindavan, everybody is thinking, how can we serve Krishna? Uh, how can we help Radha and Krishna both relish their pastimes? So everybody has that eagerness to maximize Krishna's pleasure. And if we stay in the shelter or guidance of such devotees, then we can become Rajvasis. Then we can advance in Raganuga Bhakti. So basically, we'll do an activity here. So as you saw, right, like our mind has so many impressions from past, and Prabhupada is writing here then that's why we face contradiction also. Contradictory pictures are there in our mind because of those impressions. So I would like that everybody, if and we also see that remembering Krishna is important, right? And that will pave our path for the next life. So one activity which helps you to remember Krishna and one activity which you like, one instance or one event where you face challenge while dealing with your mind. So these two things you have to tell. Everybody understood now? This is a group activity. Yeah, you have to say something, otherwise.
Yeah, we understood, Prabhuji.
Okay, let's take 2 minutes. Okay. Yeah, Himanshu Prabhu, you know the activity?
No, no, sorry. What's the activity?
So the activity is to determine one activity or one behavior which helps you to remember Krishna, and one incident or one activity where you it was hard for you to deal with your mind.
Okay.
And if anybody wants to take a break also, I think we can use it as a break also. If anybody wants to drink water. 2 minutes. Okay, Prabhjeet Prabhu is ready to share. Yes, Prabhu, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Uh-huh,
Yes,
yes.
Prabhuji, there is a activity which very which makes me closer to Krishna is that when I have hear a kirtan or practice for a kirtan and read Prabhupada books, so that activity makes more close to Krishna. And my sleeping problem is very hard to handle for me. And most of the time, I sleep more than 6 hours, so that is a very tough task for me, hard to handle.
Okay, okay. 6 is okay, Prabhu. Like, even if you are sleeping 7.5 hours, that is okay. But beyond 8 hours, you should not sleep. And you should try to regulate it. Matlab, if you have slept 7 hours, then you should not sleep at all.
but
And
prob- but probably most of the time I chanting 16 rounds, and after chanting 60 rounds From 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock, I sleeping most of the day. So that is not good for me and my bhakti, I think.
Yeah, you can sleep 40 minutes, not 2 hours, 30, 40 minutes. So you have to make a mid path, basically. If
Yes,
your
yes.
body, if your body needs 7 hours or 6.5 hours of rest, you have to give that rest. And Krishna Katha, closer to Krishna, like the sessions you are doing with Shashank Prabhu, that doesn't help. Only
Yes,
Kirtan.
Prabhuji, that session also makes me more closer to Krishna.
Okay.
That is the first priority sections for me.
Yeah, yes, yes. So actually, Krishna consciousness is all about relationships, the connect you have with the senior devotees. That mercy flows in reading scriptures and chanting everything. So that is the basis actually. So how, like you are meeting every day, and what are the timings at which you meet?
Prabhuji?
You are meeting with Shashank Prabhu every day, right?
Yes, Prabhuji. From 7:30 to 9:30, we have two classes. One from English and one is for Hindi.
In the evening. Huh?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, okay, okay. In the morning, you can join us for chanting. We have started chanting.
Yes, Prabhuji. Sorry, in the morning we have also a class of chanting, but we
Chanting.
try to join your class.
Okay, okay.
Hare
Okay,
Krishna.
thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. Very nice points. Yeah, Kirtan and reading helps you to remember Krishna, and sleeping you want to work on. So, our Guru Maharaj says acceptance and progress. Then, when you accept that your body needs 6 hour 45 minutes, then you plan for that, not less, not more. And then slowly, when your devotion increases, when your love increases, then you can decrease it further to 6 hours or 6 hours 15. You are very young, so you can do it very nicely. Once you get married, you get responsibilities. It is very difficult to maximize purification. But right now, you are alone. It is a great opportunity. Yeah. Anybody who wants to go next? Yes, Mataji, Pragya Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
Interesting.
प्रभु जी हमें जो सबसे ज़्यादा हेल्प करता है भक्ति में मतलब साधना को किस तरीके से करें, वो ये है कि प्रभु जी हमने अपने आप को मतलब इस तरीके से बाँधा हुआ है कि हर तरीके से एक बंधन टाइप का है, जो कि मतलब मुझे हेल्प करता है। जैसे कि सुबह-सुबह अगर मैं क्लास नहीं आऊँगी, तो कुछ ऐसे डिवोटीज़ हैं जो मुझे फ़ोन करके पूछेंगे कि आप आइए, और कुछ मतलब ऐसे रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज़ हैं जो मुझे लगता है कि वो ऐसा सोचते हैं मेरे बारे में कि मैं चैंटिंग करती हूँ, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा चैंटिंग करती हूँ, तो अगर मैं नहीं करूँगी, तो उनका भी वो होगा, क्योंकि वो फ़ोन करके बोलते हैं कि माता जी आप चैंटिंग कैसे करते हो? सुबह कैसे जल्दी उठते हो? तो ये चीज़ें भी हमें पुश करती हैं, क्योंकि उनका एक भरोसा होता है हम पर। और जैसे क्लासेस होती है, रात की क्लासेस होती हैं, तो अगर वो क्लासेस में नहीं नहीं आती, तो प्रभु जी विल कॉल मी कि आप क्यों नहीं आए? क्या रीज़न है? तो इस तरीके से ये जो बंधे हैं ना हम प्रभु जी, ये बहुत ही हेल्प करता है। और कभी जैसे शुरू में मैं इस तरीके से नहीं थी, सोचती थी छोड़ो नहीं आते क्लास, पर तब मेरी भक्ति भी नहीं होती थी। पर जब से डिवोटीज़ कॉल करते हैं कि माता जी, तो ये बहुत हेल्प करता है। और प्रभु जी, जो सबसे बुरी चीज़ है मतलब मेरे माइंड के साथ जो मैं थोड़ा स्ट्रगल करती हूँ, वो ये है कि मैं सडनली कभी-कभी ऐसा होता है कि मैं अपने दिमाग के हिसाब से कुछ भी सोच लेती हूँ किसी के बारे में। मतलब एकदम से जज कर देती हूँ। भले ही मैं चाहती नहीं हूँ ऐसा करना, पर वो अपने आप आ जाता है कुछ भी, या तो मज़ाक से रिलेटेड आ जाएगा, वरना ये आ जाएगा कि ऐसा क्यों कह रहे हैं ये, कि ये गलत भी हो सकता है। मतलब हम चाहते नहीं हैं पर उल्टी चीज़ें आ जाती हैं तुरंत, भले ही वो सेकंड्स के लिए आती हैं, कुछ सेकंड के लिए आती है, पर वो शायद पुरानी आदतें ऐसी रही हैं हमारी, हमें पता है कुछ चीज़ें ऐसी हैं, इस वज़ह से वो बार-बार उन डिवोटीज़ के साथ भी ऐसा लगता है अपराध कर दिया हमने, पर वो
Hmm.
रुकती नहीं है प्रभु जी, आ जाती हैं वो एकदम से।
Thank you for sharing that. Goyamakyati Prichiti you started. So because our mind is rebellious, right? So as soon as the like opportunity of sense gratification is stopped, immediately mind will start screaming, "Oh, you have stopped this. Why are you stopping this?" So if some other person is glorified or some other person says something, then instead of introspecting, we start questioning that person. So that it reflects the rebellious nature of our mind, and pride also. So the only solution is to introspect and like take association of devotees. And a devotee is antarmukhi. He's not bahirmukhi. He's antarmukhi. He's always introspective. I was reading one Vyas Puja offering of His Holiness Rampad Swami. He was telling that the difference between introspection and extravagancy. So a devotee who wants to help others, he's always introspective. And right, he's always introspective. And if you are helping others, you need to be introspective. So only solution is that you yourself also stay in good association. Matlab, just like you are revealing your heart to me, you should reveal, like you should have some peer devotee association where you reveal your heart, and somebody can scold you. Like scolding is also needed sometimes to get rid of those rebellious tendencies of the mind. So like this, when we are open to everything, when we stand naked in front of the spiritual master, okay, you scold me, maro bhi rakho bhi jo ke chumur, then basically then your mind becomes somewhat tamed. Yeah. You want to say something? Yeah, good.
यस प्रभु जी। प्रभु जी, जब कोई डिवोटी हमें डाँट देते हैं तो उस वक़्त हम बाद में मतलब वो चीज़ हमारे साथ ज़्यादा समय तक रहती है, हमेशा रह जाती है। उस वक़्त थोड़ा-सा हमें बुरा भी लग जाता है, थोड़ा-सा ये सोच के कि हम बहुत ही अजीब हैं, पर वो चीज़ हमें मतलब बार-बार याद आती है और वो गलती फिर बहुत कम होती है आगे लाइफ़
Hmm.
में। वो बिल्कुल मतलब याद आ जाती है एकदम।
Very nice, very nice. This correction or ये क्योंकि devotee actually मतलब nobody will scold you. Generally in the material world, people will scold you because they are angry. But in devotional world, in spiritual world, they scold you for your welfare, so that you can get rid of that tendency which you have been carrying for so many millions of births. This has happened with me also. Like 4 years back, I retorted. So, matlab, a senior devotee told that this you are carrying from previous births, you have to get rid of this. And if scolding is needed, then I will scold you. Okay. So sometimes we don't understand what all baggage we are carrying, but the other devotee he can see. So we have to understand his concern about us, and then slowly, when because if we are able to get rid of this, then our taste in hearing and chanting will increase. So that is also there. So yeah, so these things are a little bit sensitive, but it takes generally it takes some time to internalize these scoldings, and it's always good to have some devotee who is a good friend and with whom you can share your feelings. Okay, I have this anartha and I got scolding because of this anartha. So yeah, I just wanted to share with you, because this is only which is called open heart surgery, right? Like a devotional service means open heart surgery. Like we are striving hard to get rid of our anarthas, and sometimes it might pain also, because we are right now we are very attached to our anarthas. So if we are too attached to anartha, then instead of going in on the devotion, we'll go towards anarthas. Like that anartha will take us away from the devotional service. So we have to be very careful, and this has to be very carefully dealt with. And yeah, so this relationships also, it's very important. Actually, I was thinking that in our group also we should develop this, that if people are not coming, for example, Ravi Prabhu is a regular, Ankush Prabhu is regular, so you can call Deepak Prabhu and this Akshat Prabhu, and slowly we have to make them regular also. So once we have those loving relationships, it's easier to like go forward and advance, and you feel a lot of belongingness also, as Mataji is mentioning. Ki immediately phone comes if you did not attend the class. So that shows the love, the affection of that devotee, right? That he doesn't want to miss want you to miss any of the drops of Prabhupada's mercy. So like this also, yes, Prabhu. So Ravi Prabhu, like this, we should call each other when we are chanting in the morning. So
Yeah, yeah. I would call. I'll definitely call. But I came in the morning. I was late today. I think 6:30 or something. I came. No, I didn't come today. Yeah, I'm so sorry. In fact, normally you say please join or something, but in morning probably you don't. Nobody does it. I thought today there's no chanting session in the morning.
so that is also there now. Now you are our permanent member. Why do you need anything, any signal?
Oh,
You should
I'm forgot. Acha, okay.
But directly jump into the swimming pool.
I
Don't.
thought today was second Saturday, so maybe Krishna has given chutti today.
So there is no holiday in Krishna's world. We are always in bliss. There is no holiday to bliss. Okay.
Yeah, Prabhu, yeah. So that way we want to have as much association as possible.
Yeah.
Morning chanting, evening also, and this
Yes.
Sunday or Saturday or Sunday, whatever it is good.
Yeah, yeah. And even if Ankush Prabhu is not able to come because he has other groups also in which he is participating, but we should
Yeah,
continue in the evening if we are not.
yeah,
है ना?
yeah. Sure,
And
sure, sure.
Bharti Mata also should come. Himanshu Prabhu should come. Bharti Mata evening. What happened? You are coming or not?
But
Shri Hare
Bharti
Krishna
Mata is very
Prabhuji.
regular in
Yeah, she has a lot of.
Bharti Mata is very regular in following up for this session.
Yeah, yeah, she is very dedicated to the service. That's what I was telling her. Ki these services will open the gates to like.
Yeah. Very nice, very nice.
Yes, Mata.
Actually, I'm not regular in the evening session because of some household responsibility, but now I will try my best to join as much as I can.
Yeah. Yeah, you can just join in and you don't need to participate, just be on hearing mode like that.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. And in the morning, we can call also. In the morning, you should be more regular and then we'll call each other if somebody is not there. Okay.
Yeah, okay, Prabhuji.
Today, do we have class today evening, Prabhuji?
Yeah, yeah, we'll do today evening also.
What is the time? Like 7:30? Have you changed it or it's same 8:15, 20?
We'll do it 7 to 7:45, bro.
Okay,
I'll put it in the group today.
okay.
Okay. Although this is Bhakti Shastri group, but we are doing both the discussions. I'm sorry about that. That's covered. Yeah. So let's read from here. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur has commented as follows upon this verse. One who has not yet developed interest in Krishna consciousness should give up all material motives and train his mind by following the progressive regulative principles, namely chanting and remembering Krishna and his name, form, quality, pastimes, and so forth. सो भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर कह रहे हैं कि आपको इंटरेस्ट नहीं आ रहा है कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस में, तब भी आपको अपनी सारी मटेरियल एक्टिविटी छोड़ देनी चाहिए और आपको चैंट चैंट करना चाहिए. तो आपको इंटरेस्ट नहीं भी आ रहा है फिर भी यू शुड चैंट. Slowly that disinterest will go away. In this way, after developing a taste for such things, one should try to live in Vrindavan and pass his time constantly remembering Krishna's name, fame, pastimes, and qualities under the direction and protection of an expert devotee. This is the sum and substance of all instruction regarding the cultivation of devotional service. तो हाँ, अगर आपको वृंदावन में रहना है तो you should be under the protection of a senior devotee. You should not go to Vrindavan alone. Even if you are going, then you should have some realization, because Vrindavan is not an ordinary place. मतलब some karma will fructify, something will happen. You never know. So that's why I always go in the association of devotees to Vrindavan. Okay. Yeah, Himanshu bro, you can read this. Himanshu bro is there.
Sure, Prabhu, I can.
Good.
Sorry. In the neophyte stage, one should always engage in hearing Krishna Katha. This is called Shravan Das, the stage of hearing. By constantly hearing the transcendental holy name of Krishna and hearing of his transcendental form, qualities, and pastimes, one can attain to the stage of acceptance called Varandas. When one attains this stage, he becomes attached to the hearing of Krishna Katha. When one is able to chant in ecstasy, he attains the stage of Swarn Avastha, the stage of remembering. Smarna Avastha, right? The stage of remembering.
Video is on. Okay. Good.
Recollection, absorption, meditation, constant remembrance, and trance are the 5 items of progressive Krishna Smaran. At first, remembrance of Krishna may be interrupted at intervals, but later remembrance proceeds uninterrupted. When remembrance is uninterrupted, it becomes concentrated and is called meditation. When meditation expands and becomes constant, it is called anusmriti. By uninterrupted and unceasing anusmriti, one enters the stage of samadhi or spiritual trance. After Swarandas or samadhi has fully developed, the soul comes to understand his original constitutional position At that time, he can perfectly and clearly understand his eternal relationship with Krishna. This is called Sampati Das, the perfection of life.
Hmm.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So you have. Can you share also these two things? Have you figured out the two mind
Krishna,
thing? Hmm.
um, okay, so I think on a day-to-day basis, uh, okay, I am on Instagram, for example. So do follow ISKCON channels there. So whenever I do follow ISKCON Bangalore, and I think there are other ISKCONs also. So like from time to time, um, like whenever I on my screen, like Krishna gives me darshan in the morning. So then I feel I feel attached. I just feel that okay, um, I know I should not be doing Instagram, but I've not uninstalled it as of now. But I do feel that I remember him. He's also like remembering me. So that is one instance. Um, when and you mentioned about the other stuff like where I felt that I'm not able to control my mind. I think I am not able. So I think I'm not. I have not even started in that stage where I am controlling my senses or mind, or I'm making that efforts. I'm aware that I'm not making an efforts on controlling my mind. So I'm aware of that. But whenever that happens, I'm aware of that this is happening and I'm not able to do much or I'm not doing anything about it. So that awareness is there, but efforts is not there from my side.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So start making efforts. Start make a schedule where every day you can half an hour you can sit for chanting, half an hour you can come for devotee association. Then effort will come. Then you will
In the
feel
morning I should in the morning I should try. Yeah,
uh, because
इवनिंग का थोड़ा मुश्किल है बट मॉर्निंग का आई शुड ट्राई अलार्म लगा के सोऊंगा तो हो जाएगा
morning come in the morning.
5:30 is the time right 5:30 or 6
5:40 we start. 5:40.
5:40 ठीक है आई ट्राई शाम का थोड़ा मुश्किल है लेकिन
No problem. Wherever. जब जागो तब सवेरो. Krishna's gates are always open. Temple gates. So basically, this paragraph is telling how we go from sadhana to samadhi. What Prabhuji Prabhu was telling, right? That we have to translate our sadhana into samadhi at the time of death. So very interesting paragraph, and I think all of us should bookmark this paragraph because, like our sadhana doesn't just finish in the lecture. The real sadhana begins after the lecture. And how much we are able to remember, how much we are able to share, what were the takeaways, and next is how much we are able to apply in our life those principles, whatever we heard. So like this, we basically slowly we cultivate these principles. So the starting happens with hearing, and that hearing translates into Varanadasa, where we accept things. Whatever spiritual master is telling, spiritual master tells Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, we accept. Spiritual master says we are the spirit soul, we are not this body, we accept. Spiritual master says follow four regulative principles, we accept. So just like when we accept what we are hearing, then we come to Varanadasa. So right now we are not even accepting also. Our mind is Sankalpa Vikalpa. Basically, our mind is we hear only what we like. We don't hear what we don't like. So that even Varanadasa also we are not there actually. Even all senior like Bharti Mata, Ravi Prabhu, Pragya Mataji, I don't think all of us are there. So it's very important to like hear nicely. Hearing also has 3-4 levels actually. And when Varanadasa is there, then when you are able to accept every all the Krishna Katha which a spiritual master is saying, then you are able to recollect. You are able to remember Krishna when you are done with the hearing. And then when you are able to recollect, then you are able to absorb. So in the starting level, recollection might be broken. Sometimes you remember, sometimes you don't remember. But slowly, as you make effort to remember what you heard in the morning, then you can increase that absorption, and that absorption will take you towards samadhi. So I myself, what I used to do is when I was into bhakti for 3-4 years, I used to take one principle from each class, and I try to write it down and try to uh, apply that in my life. For example, today Indradumna Maharaj came, so he was telling that how basically uh, what do you say? Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives the commentary that the nails of Narsimha Dev are non-different from Sudarshan Chakra. And he was saying that Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is such a Rasika Bhakta that he can see it. He can see them non-different. So that point really touched me. Like I am a very very avid devotee of Narsimhadev. So I could feel it. How Sudarshan Chakra, Narsimhadev nails, and even like in Amrish Maharaj pastime also Sudarshan Chakra was there. So that is something which we relish, but something should be there which we can apply also in our life. So like this, when we contemplate, when we meditate on something which we have heard from senior devotees, then our life and then our path towards samadhi, that becomes clear, and then we make progress. Okay, so I think Bharti Mata did not share. Bharti Mata, you want to share one mind point?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare
Uh,
Krishna.
Actually, earlier I did not have an acceptance level. Whenever I had a conflict with my husband, I immediately respond to his reaction. And now I'm trying to accept my faults. And that dispute really did not help me in chanting or concentration in Krishna consciousness whenever I had a quarrel with my husband or a dispute. And, another question.
What is helping you in remembering Krishna?
Yes, no, that my morning chanting in this session only. Actually, when I joined this session 3 years back, and I was not sure whether I will continue it for so long or not. But something is attaching me to this session, and it's now been 3 years. I also amazed myself how I have continued it so long, and really thankful to you and Nidhi Mataji, because you both Nidhi is a connector that told me to join this session, and you and Sukriti Mataji helped me in finding Krishna. So this session really helps me a lot.
Yeah, this gratitude will help you in your difficult situation. Always be grateful to those who have given bhakti to you, who have helped you. And it is, say, if Nidhi is the connector for you at that time, now you have to be the connector for her. So that's how we basically, whatever good has been done to us, we should try to do the same good to others. And that's how we pay that debt. Because we become indebted whenever somebody favors us to give bhakti. And yeah, I am also feeling a lot of strength by your association in the morning chanting sessions. So keep coming and keep taking advantage of this Prabhupada's mercy. Yeah. And this devotional service is like a springboard actually. So once you stand on the springboard, you just need to keep standing. Whatever is happening, some waves will come, some things will be pulled off from your settled mind. But if you just keep standing on the springboard, you will reach Vaikuntha. The only thing is you just have to tolerate. So whenever I come in front of the deities, I say that just give me strength to stick to the process, to just tolerate whatever examinations you are giving me. So if you just stick to the process, then that springboard will reach the Vaikuntha actually. So yeah. And generally, in your case, the problems which you face in your life, that is making you more delving towards these sessions and Krishna. But God is, the next step you have to take is like you have to make them as primary and not the secondary. Matlab, generally, we go towards God because we have some problem, but God is a necessity. Like even in good times, we have to be grateful to God. Okay, this good thing has happened, let me offer some part of this good thing to God. So like this, we have to prioritize always Krishna consciousness, and then basically those problems will not come actually. So that saying is there na, ki when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. So basically when Krishna is there in the toughness, then that toughness will not feel tough. You will say that okay, let me whatever Krishna throws at me, I'll just manage by my relationship with Krishna. Thank you for sharing that. I'm also grateful to you for your receptivity. Okay, Ravi Prabhu, you want to read last paragraph?
Yeah, Prabhu. But before reading, I would also share two lines.
Yes.
So I remember Krishna when I see you, and it's not on a lighter side, but definitely your dedication and your consistency is something which has to be sort of क्या कहते हैं अनुसरण करना या कॉपी करना तो वो आपको देख के you are in global, you are in corporate life, you have your family life and everything, but still I mean I have seen you as somebody who is so determined to get it, do this. So this really makes you that yes, people are there with this level of determination. So you are the right kind of people whom we should be looking on to and looking up to. So that is where and Krishna also says that you should follow my devotees. Krishna says that I see, I mean you should see the world through my devotees. So that thing goes to you. And yes, because I'm associated with you, I'm associated with so many forums, I'm associated with evening, morning, and doing all my other things like 16 rounds and all those things. Those are all the, I mean, those are all the things which are running parallel to it. But yes, the central point is that somebody is holding the thread. So you are the one who is holding the thread. So thank you so for, I mean, Hare Krishna for that.
And Prabhu, the other one?
Other one is what makes, I mean, what, I mean, somebody when provokes me, somebody says nonsense to me, or somebody says, as happens 99.99% in this world, that because this is Kali Yuga, Yuga of Kala. So people just say this and that, and then I get provoked. So it is difficult to control my feelings. But then I remember Krishna. There also I remember Krishna to control my feelings. So I would not say that Krishna doesn't help me. He helps me because when I get provocative, it is difficult for me to control on my own. So Krishna sits somewhere in my heart and controls it.
Thank you. Thank you, bro. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Actually, I see this as Radharani's plan only. And I know like I know you also know, Ankush Prabhu also knows that the kind of bliss we feel in each other's association, keeping Maharaj in center, we know that how much bliss we feel, right? How much connectivity, how much spiritual strength. And that is all Maharaj's mercy, Radharani's plan. And any good you are able to see in me, it is only because of our Guru Maharaj and my family members, my wife. She's very liberal with me in my services, and she takes care of a lot of things on her part so that I can do these services. So I'm very grateful to my wife, to my spiritual master, and basically yes, the determination, everything like is coming from His Holiness Rampan Swami actually, because I've been doing this for 3 years. He has been doing this for 550 years actually, and like he's like he's an inspiration for so many like senior devotees actually. So whatever is there, whatever is good is there in my heart, it is because of him. And I'm very grateful to you, Ravi Prabhu, that you have reciprocated. And although there have been like multiple challenges in my consciousness also, but still you have reciprocated, accommodating those challenges. I'm very grateful to Krishna and you.
Hare Krishna. I mean, that's gratefulness on your part. I mean, otherwise, you are definitely at much escalated level, an exalted level than we are.
No, bro, that is just a matter of time. In 1 year, you will come to my level. So no need to worry about that. Yeah, it's all like we just have to stick along with each other, and then
Yeah. That is the most important point. We have to stick along with each other because that is. And one question, Prabhuji, on a lighter side, जैसे we say Mataji to any female. So can I tell my wife as also as Mataji, or she might file for divorce?
So, no, Prabhu. Yeah, you should not say your wife Mataji because she's your wife and she's the only like female with whom you can beget children, right? So you cannot say your wife Mataji.
Well, that was a question because out of humility, I should not say, otherwise it would be a problem.
Yeah, not only humility, but out of absolute truth also. Like
Yeah, true.
then you have to like Mataji means basically you are a mother and I respect you and I want your motherly love actually. I want your motherly affection. I want to reciprocate with that respect. So that thing, mother, matravat paradareshu. Paradareshu basically. The other's wife we should see as mother.
Yeah, yeah, true, true. Okay,
Those,
Prabhuji, I'll read now. Yeah, yeah, I'll read this.
yeah, this is Chanakya Pandit. Prabhupada quotes. But yeah, thank you very much. Like, I think we are connected a lot, so a lot of things move when we share. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. Okay, so it goes like Chaitanya Charitamrit advises those who are neophyte to give up all kinds of motivated desires and simply engage in the regulative devotional service of the Lord according to the directions of Scripture. In this way, a neophyte can gradually develop attachment for Krishna's name, for Krishna's fame, form, qualities, and so forth. When one has developed such attachment, he can spontaneously serve the lotus feet of Krishna even without following the regulative principles. Okay, I couldn't get it. You can explain it later without following the regulative principles. This stage is called Raga Bhakti or devotional service is spontaneous in spontaneous love. At that stage, the devotee can follow in the footsteps of one of the eternal states of Krishna in Vrindavana. This is called Raganuga Bhakti. Raganuga Bhakti or spontaneous devotional service can be executed in the Santa Rasa when one aspires to be like Krishna's cows or the stick or flute in the hands of Krishna or the flowers around Krishna's neck. In the Dasya Rasa, one follows in the footsteps of servants like Chitraka, Patraka, or Rat, Raktaka. In friendly Sankhya Rasa, one can become a friend like Baladeva, Sridama, or Sudama. In the Vatsalya Rasa, characterized by parental affection, one can become like Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda. And in lady friends, in the Madhurya Rasa, characterized by conjugal love, one can become like Srimad Radharani or her friends, lady friends such as Lalita and a serving maid Manjaris like Rupa and Rati. This is the essence of all the instructions in the matter of devotional service. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So only thing required now is our consistency and like somehow we remain together in this hearing and chanting. Yeah. So this yeah, so this is describing Raganuga Bhakti, right? So in Raganuga Bhakti, what happens is you are doing simultaneously, like you are worshipping the Lord. You would like to worship. You would like to do Gaur Aarti, Mangal Aarti, even Bhog Aarti at 12 o'clock. You would like to do something connected to Krishna. So here, without following regulative principles means basically you don't need to like do darshanarti. You don't need to follow timings very strictly. So those things they are mentioning that you don't need to wake up so early in Mangal Aarti because always you are absorbed in Krishna. So this is beyond our level right now. All of us are in Vedi sadhana bhakti, and unless there is substantial amount of anartha nivriti happens and you reach nishtha stage, raga bhakti is not yet there. We are not yet there, right? But obviously, you can feel some glimpses. Like Krishna can give you some mercy. For example, myself, I feel very much attracted to Shamananda Pandit and Uddhava, right? So like this, you can also feel some Vraja character, which really moves your heart. So you should cultivate that attraction. You should not think that you are very like fallen devotee. Why should you think about all these things? But there is a path basically. Right now we are on that path. There is a good side. There is a good dog. There is a bad dog. So in order to beat the bad dog, we have to just feed the good dog. We keep feeding the good dog, and automatically bad dog will stop barking. So just like when we work for A plus grade, then D grade will automatically be taken care of. Okay, bro. Any questions on this?
Yeah, Prabhuji, the first four lines are sort of confusing because it says that once we are in the devotion, once we give up all the motivational desires, simply engage in the regulative devotional service of Lord, and then it says that you can get Krishna without, even without the regulative principles. These are contradictory lines, what I feel.
Yes, bro, yes. Hmm. Yes, Prabhu. Like, for example, Garud Devta is eating fish. You know, all these contradictory. In Jagannath Puri, like the pujaris, they take non-veg also. So these things I can think of, but I'm also not sure. I will consult somebody for this. But
Sure.
but generally, like they are saying that every time you are so much absorbed in thoughts of Krishna that you don't need to follow everything. For example, in Vedi Sadhana Bhakti, Prabhupada has given a program like Mangal Aarti, each 60 chanting 16 rounds, Darshan Aarti, Guru Puja, then Bhagavatam class. This is morning program. And then evening you do Gaur Aarti, do Bhagavad Gita class. So 2 hours, 3 hours you spend in evening also. So if you really want to purify yourself, then you follow Prabhupada's program. Like you follow Vedi Sadhana Bhakti, nicely you follow for 1 or 2, 3 years, you follow very quickly, you will come to Nishtha. But in
Okay.
Nishtha stage, if you are very like basically you are not afraid of anarthas, then you can basically you don't need to follow so strictly the entire program, right?
But Prabhuji, I didn't know that Jagannath mein the pujaris are taking non-veg. I mean, I mean, it's something which I don't know.
Yeah, they take fish actually. Like some, they don't follow Ekadashi also. I am also not able to understand it fully, but the thing is like there is a hereditary which is going on, and those devotees have lot of spontaneous devotion for Jagannath. So that is a like controversial topic only, and yeah,
Okay, okay.
that's
We will discuss it later. No
yeah.
problems.
So, and I'm thinking we'll invite some senior devotees also for our sessions. Let's see if Maharaj agrees, then we'll invite Maharaj. Let's see. We can ask to them.
Sure, sure, sure.
Okay, any questions, or we'll quickly read the ninth verse also, because that is a smaller verse. Bharati Mata has left. Okay, yeah, yes, Mata.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी मतलब इसमें जो मुझे समझ आया वो ये तो नहीं कि डेट फॉर अ नियोफाइट बिगनर्स सम बेसिक रूल्स प्रिंसिपल्स वी नीड टू फॉलो एंड वंस वी गेट एट अ स्टेज ऑफ अनितवृत्ति and then there's no need to follow all the rules and regulation because our heart get purified and at that time we can absorb in Krishna consciousness so much. So for the beginners only all the rules and regulation need to be followed, but after attaining the stage there is no restriction to follow such rules and regulation.
Yeah, correct. Your understanding is correct. But it should not be like this, na, ki, okay, now I am fully attached to Krishna, so let me sleep. So Prabhupada always gives example that there are so many sadhus who are doing meditation, but ultimately they fall asleep. So that is not practical, na. So that's why this should be done under the guidance of a pure devotee. For example, if you see big sadhus, like there are pure devotees, right, who are Prabhupada disciples, they don't come for Mangal Aarti because they have higher services. They are preparing for yatras, they are preparing for their lectures, they are doing some higher study. If you see their schedule, they don't they sleep only for 3 hours, 3.5 hours. But you can't ask them that why are you not coming to Mangal Aarti, right? They are having better, like more deeper absorbed services. They're personally dealing with Krishna actually. So that can be an example. Okay. Okay, Mataji, any clear?
Okay Prabhuji, yes.
Well, there should always be another service to replace the previous service. If there is no service to the previous service, then how will you sustain your Krishna consciousness? For example, if a person wants to enter Vanaprastha from Grahasthashram, then he should have vision that what he would like to do in Vanaprastha. He would like to travel to pilgrimage. He would like to uh, like preach. He would like to cultivate these Vaishnava qualities. So when that vision is there, that platform is there, then it is easier to switch to that. So even for Raganuga Bhakti, we should have deeper services. We should have conviction, vision about those services. Okay. For example, so many like Prabhupada disciples, they write books. So they get absorbed in that and they write books. Immediately they write books. So you try writing one page of article, you'll not be able to write. But they are writing hundreds, 200 pages in 15 days. How are they writing? Because their absorption is so in Krishna. They are not attending Mangalarti. So it is between them and Krishna actually. They are at that level actually. Okay, let's read this verse also. वैकुण्ठाज्जनितवरा मधुपुरी तत्राभिरसोत्सवात् वृन्दारण्यं मुदारपानी रमना तत्रापि गोवर्धना राधा कुण्डमिहापि गोकुलपते प्रेमामृता प्लवनात् कुर्यादस्य विराजतो गिरितटे सेवां विवेकिनः. The holy place known as Mathura is spiritually superior to Vaikuntha, the transcendental world, because the Lord appeared there. Superior to Mathurapuri is the transcendental forest of Vrindavan because of Krishna's Raslila pastimes. And superior to the forest of Vrindavan is Govardhan Hill, for it was raised by the divine hand of Sri Krishna and was the site of his various loving pastimes. And above all, the super excellent Sri Radha Kund stands supreme, for it is overflooded with the ambrosial nectarian prema of the Lord of Gokula, Sri Krishna. Where then is that intelligent person who is unwilling to serve this divine Radhakund, which is situated at the foot of Govardhan Hill? Yeah, so this verse is telling about the hierarchy of spiritual places. So first is Vaikuntha, then Mathura, then Vrindavan, then Govardhan, then Radhakund. Because Radhakund contains the ambrosial love, nectarian love. That water is not ordinary. Someday it is green, sometimes it is milky, sometimes it is blue. So that is actually the live love of Radha and Krishna. Okay. Okay, anybody left to read? Yeah, Bharti Mata, you can read this paragraph.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Uh, the spiritual world is three-fourths of the total creation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and it is the most exalted region. The spiritual world is naturally superior to the material world. However, Mathura and adjoining areas, although appearing in the material world, are considered superior to the spiritual world because the Supreme Personality of God and Himself appeared at Mathura. The interior forests of Vrindavan are considered superior to Mathura because of the presence of 12 forests, Dwadasavan, such as Talvan, Madhuvan, and Bhavlovan, which are famous for the various pastime of the Lord. Thus, the interior Vrindavan forest is considered superior to Mathura, but superior to these forests is the divine Govardhan Hill, because Krishna lifted Govardhan Hill like an umbrella, raising it and his lotus like beautiful hand to protect his associates, the denizens of Raj, from the torrential rains sent by the angry Indra, king of the demigods. It is also at Govardhan Hill that Krishna tends the cows with his cowherd friends, and there also he had his rendezvous with his most beloved Sri Radha and engaged in loving pastime with her. Radha Kund at the foot of Govardhan is superior to all because it is there that love of Krishna overflows. Advanced devotees prefer to reside at Radha Kund because this place is the site of many memories of eternal loving affairs between Krishna and Radharani Rati Vilas.
Mhm. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So basically, at Govardhan Hill, there are many places where Radha and Krishna and even gopis they performed various pastimes. For example, after Krishna lifted Govardhan Hill, after that Indra begged for forgiveness, and he uh, he was accompanied with Surbi cow. So Indra did Abhishek also for Surbi cow also and for Krishna also. So there are like a Govind Kund in Govardhan. And after Govind Kund, there is Apsara Kund and I'm remembering the name. Navalkund. Navalkund. So Navalkund and Apsarakund are the place. Navalkund is where Radha and Krishna performed pastimes. And in the Apsarakund, all the Apsaras. So when Krishna's Abhishek was done after Govardhan Lila, all the basically there was a lot of dancing and lot of decoration in the entire Aneur town. Apsaras were dancing. So Apsaras they took bath also in that kund in front of Naval. So like this, that's why Govardhan Hill is very famous. Like even each of the Shila is worshipped. So on each of the Shila were sitting places of Radha and Krishna, and they perform very intimate pastimes in Govardhan. Okay. So this Prabhjit Rao, you want to read? As-
Yes, Prabhuji. In Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, it is stated that when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu first visited the area of Brajabhumi, he could not at first find the location of Radha Kund. This means that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was actually searching for the exact location of Radha Kund. Finally, he found the holy spot, and there was a small pond there. He took his bath in that small pond and told his devotees that the actual Radha Kund was situated there. Later, the pond was excavated by Lord Chaitanya's devotees, headed first by the six Goswamis, such as Rup and Raghunath Das. Presently, there is a large lake known as Radha Kund there. Srila Rupa Goswami has given much stress to Radhakund because of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's desire to find it, who then would give up Radhakund and try to reside elsewhere. No person with transcendental intelligence would do so. The importance of Radhakund, however, cannot be realized by other Vaishnav Sampradayas, nor can persons uninterested in the devotional service of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu understand the spiritual importance and divine nature of Radhakund. Thus, Radhakund is mainly worshipped by the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, the followers of Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, bro. Yeah, so Radha Kund is very important to all of us because Lord Chaitanya himself found it. And that is the peak of devotional service. All the Madhur Ras is there. So Lord Chaitanya is our Yuga Avtara. And Radha Kund is very, very dear to Lord Chaitanya. That's why for all of us who are in Brahma Gaudiya Madhav Sampradaya, Radha Kund is dear to us also. Okay. So I will tell my thing also. So basically these days, like obviously all of your association and when I did teacher training course also with other devotees which are at my level, right? So these things really helped me in refining myself and remembering Krishna, especially when I get together with other devotees and hear from Maharaj, right? So that is the highest thing for me. Actually, we are in the spiritual world when we do that, and yeah, that's why I'm very grateful to all of you that you are here for discussing Krishna Katha. Feel free to make suggestions and let me know if I can make any improvement to these Bhakti Shastri sessions also. And one challenge I face is that when there is a change, then some purification happens, and like generally at that time your sadhana goes for a toss, and at that time the sadhana and devotee association and hearing should be very strong. So that is one thing I was thinking that I'll improve on. And my primary source of energy is my Guru Maharaj only actually. So every day I have to hear at least 45 minutes. Then only I feel connected, and I can provide all of you also something meaningful. So that is there. I have to prioritize that actually. And the more I give, the more I share with you, the more eagerness and taste for hearing also increases. Okay, thank you very much. I think we'll pause here. The next session will be the last session of Nectar of Instruction. So you will have to submit the OBAs and the VMAs before we start the next unit, and that is around end of March. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, there will be negative marking if there is any delay in the submissions.
Okay, Prabhu.
Okay.
Okay. You said OV?
Open book assessment, yes, Prabhu. I shared the question and there are some fill in the blanks also.
Okay, okay, okay. Sure.
Pragya
Sure.
Mata, you have seen that, na? OB and Pragya Mata is not there.
Yes, Prabhuji.
You have understood, na? Fill in the blanks and question.
Prabhuji, I'll have to read it again.
Okay, okay. Because I'm not sure whether others have even read it or not.
I have gone through it also. There are 4 fill in the blanks and one question on text 4 of NOI.
Yes, yes,
And then
yes.
we have to make a video in which we have to recite all the first 4 verse of NOI.
Yes, yes, yes. If you are comfortable, you can make 4 videos also. If you want to just do it one at a time, that is up to you. So in VMA, I'll be very flexible. But these fill in the blanks are very important. If you do these fill in the blanks, you will get the essence of character of instruction in very less time. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I have a question. Generally, when we accept our fault or we say sorry, generally want to end discussion. Okay, I'm saying sorry and let's stop here. The people on the other side, they usually say, हाँ इसी की गलती थी इसलिए इसने माफी मांग ली. एंड मतलब हमारा पॉइंट ये होता है कि हमें डिस्कशन खत्म करनी है और इस टॉपिक को यही खत्म करना है. तो हाउ टू हैंडल दैट सिचुएशन? हम सामने वाले बंदे को बदल तो सकते नहीं, हम उसकी थिंकिंग भी नहीं बदल सकते, पर वो हमारे बारे में हमेशा ऐसे सोचता है, हाँ इसने अपनी गलती मान ली, मैंने इसको झुका दिया और ठीक है ना, इसने अपनी गलती मान ली, मैं ऊपर हो गया.
This is a good question.
बाकी माता जी आप बोल दिया करो कि वैसे गलती आपकी है, बट चलो मैं सॉरी बोल देती हूँ.
वही तो मतलब इसमें माता जी यही है कि आप किस लेवल पे डील कर रहे हो. अगर आप उन्हें समझा पाओ कि थोड़ा ठंडा हो जाते हैं फिर डिस्कस करते हैं, अगर मामला थोड़ा ठंडा करके आप ये डिस्कशन करो, दैट विल बी अ मोर मीनिंगफुल डिस्कशन. क्योंकि अल्टीमेटली वी हैव टू एलिवेट द कॉन्शियसनेस ऑफ द अदर पर्सन. ठीक है, अगर वो सॉरी ना बोल के और मन में स्माइल करके उसकी उनकी एलिवेट हो रही है, या फिर आपने ऐसा बोला ना कि प्रभु जी आप ही हैं, प्रभु जी आप ही हमारे स्वामी हैं, ये बोल के एलिवेट हो रही है, तो सॉरी मत बोलिए, ये बोलिए, फिर थोड़ा ग्लोरीफाई करिए उन्हें, थोड़ा बटरिंग करिए. समझ रहे हैं? है तो ये ईगो फाइट ही ना अल्टीमेटली, कि वो आपको नीचे इसलिए दिखाना चाहते हैं क्योंकि उनका ईगो सेटिस्फाई नहीं हो रहा है. आप उनका ईगो किसी अच्छी तरह से सेटिस्फाई कर दो, थोड़ा मक्खन लगा दो. सॉरी से नहीं होगा ना ईगो सेटिस्फाई. थोड़ा ग्लोरिफिकेशन करना पड़ेगा और करना ही चाहिए. अगर इफ ही इज मेंटेनिंग यू, यू शुड ग्लोरीफाई हिम. मतलब मैं ये नहीं कह रहा कि एक्सप्लॉयटेशन का कोई हक है उनका, ऐसा कुछ, लेकिन मतलब these are some very good principles. मतलब you can in grasta life we should appreciate each other always. मतलब husband should also appreciate you. If you start the appreciation, maybe he also get inspiration to appreciate you. है ना? So we have to start harnessing the spiritual energy, the positive energy. And when you appreciate, when you try to see some good, one good, then positive energy will come. सॉरी से वो नहीं होगा, सॉरी से नहीं क्योंकि उनको जो कहलवाना है और आप वो कह दो तो वो एक एक्सपेक्टेशन, मतलब वो क्या बोलते हैं उसे, कामेश क्रोधेश है कि उनकी एक्सपेक्टेशन फुलफिल हो जाएगी, लेकिन उसकी वो लस्ट जो है वो उसका एंड नहीं होगा. समझ रहे हैं ना? इट विल बर्न लाइक अ फॉरेस्ट फायर. यू हैव टू पुट वाटर. एक्चुअली वाटर इज एप्रिसिएशन, वाटर इज दिस पॉजिटिव एनर्जी. समझ रहे हैं?
ठीक है.
बाकी माता जी मैं भी थोड़ा सा एक थोड़ा सा बोलूंगा कि I also have a lot of fight with my wife, and I mean this is a very consistent pattern जो मेरा